Good morning.
Well,
Good evening.
good evening, good morning, depending where you are in the world, right?
Yeah. It's morning here. It's like 8 a.m.
Oh, that's really early.
Yes, it is. Sunday morning.
Well, thank you for joining us with your morning. My name is Alex. I have an Instagram and YouTube Love Trigger show. So thanks for taking your time out to do this interview.
Absolutely. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So the first question that I ask anyone that I'm interviewing is how's everything going, not just musically, but also in your personal life as well?
Okay, yeah, no, things are good. Things are going well at the moment. You know, I we've been just chipping away, getting this new record out. We've been releasing a whole bunch of singles and videos and stuff, which has been going really well. Um, and we not long ago got back from doing a huge Europe tour. We did 11 shows in Europe with Pantera and Power Trip, and then we did another 20 something shows with the legendary death metal band Master, and that
Mhm.
was an amazing experience. And yeah, we've just sort of been getting back into being at home, and we're about to kick off our Australian tour this coming weekend. And we have a new drummer, which has been a big change for the band, but it's been awesome. And yeah, outside of that, things going pretty well in life. You know, I work in the drug and alcohol rehab uh, world, and that's something I'm really passionate about. And yeah, it's hectic, but it's great. It's really good. Um, and I got to spend a day with my daughter yesterday. That was amazing. And yeah, Sunday morning, I'm just getting into my first coffee.
Well, that's awesome. Sounds like you've been really busy, especially with touring and coming back. And I'm sure the jet lag is wonderful, especially when you're on the other side of the world doing some concerts and flying home.
Yeah, yeah, that was like I don't know what it was this time, but for some reason this time it just really kicked my ass for about 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know what it was, but maybe it was the temperature or something. I'm not sure. Just the amount of shows that we did. Um, but because we played almost every day, we only had a couple of days off. So, um, but yeah, I mean, like we measure our temperature with Celsius. So it was like 37 degrees here when we left Australia, which was
Hmm.
really hot. And then when we flew into Berlin and it was like -3. And we were like, whoa, this is because it doesn't really get that cold here. Like it gets cold, but it's not like that cold. So that was kind of weird for a bunch of Australians coming right out of the middle of summer.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Hmm.
So, with everything with the album, how do you feel like it's turned out?
Well, I love it. I mean, I'm really proud of it. We the amount of time that we took to do all the pre-production and record it and then mix it and all the processes that went through that. It was time consuming, and it took us the best part of most of last year to kind of get it done. But it was great. We had a great time. We enjoyed it, um, and the end result. I think from my perspective, I think it's our strongest record. It's our most professional sounding record, but it still sounds abrasive and harsh and has all those signature kind of King Parrot things about it. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
So, what do you think made it sound more professional versus like other projects and things that you've done before?
Well, I definitely think that we took more time in the studio. We went through click tracked everything to make it super tight. Previously, we've kind of taken a bit more of a punk rock attitude into the recording process and just sort of gone with our best takes and all that sort of stuff, but we really wanted to refine the process with the click tracks and all that sort of stuff this time, which for us just made it a more a tighter sounding record. We were able
Mhm.
to pull everything in much more to that click, and um, just gives you a lot more options, I think, at the back end when you're mixing and all that sort of stuff. So that was definitely the big thing. But what I think we've been able to keep is that we're one of those bands that developed our sound pretty early on the first EP and the first album, and it's when you hear you can tell it's King Parrot. You can tell that's our sound. So we're blessed in that sense. But yeah, I think while we've got that going on, we can incorporate so many different things into what we do, and that's what we've always tried to do. I mean, predominantly we're a grindcore band, and with thrash and punk rock elements. But we incorporate so many more elements into the music that we play that it's hard to kind of just say, oh, they're just a grindcore band, because
Mhm.
there's even doomy moments in some of the songs, and there's like more groovier kind of riffs and things that people can really sort of, and hooks that people can sink their teeth into. So um yeah, it's definitely, the new record's definitely got those elements, but yeah, I just think we've taken a step forward when it comes to the actual production side.
Well, that's definitely it's always good to, change and adapt. And I think, most bands, they try to be better than the last album and, try different things.
It's what you got to do, right?
So I have to ask you, is there anything that you would change about the album?
um Anything I'd change about the new record? Well, it's hard to say, like not really, because like when I look at records, I mean, they're called records for a reason, right? They're
Mhm.
called records because it's just a record of what's happened at that time. So, you know, not really. I don't think so. I like that it's sort of like they're time stamped. It's one of those things that's. I mean, this probably hasn't been enough separation from it yet
Mhm.
to go, oh, maybe I want to change that. I mean, when I look back at some of our previous records, I kind of go, oh yeah, well, I'd like to change that, and I'd like to change that. But
Mhm.
this record in particular, I don't think there's. I mean, it's not even out yet, so that
Yep.
so it's kind of hasn't been enough time passed, and all of the feedback that we've received about the record so far has been really promising, and um, maybe after 6 months or 12 months of it being out, I'll be able to look back and go, oh, maybe that would have been cool if we fixed this or that. But for the most part, for now, I'm just excited to get it out. I'm excited to start writing again and doing another record, and that's what we do as musicians, is that we just keep trying to create.
So you mentioned like you're getting like reviews in for the album because for anyone who doesn't know, it doesn't come out until June the 5th. When you kind of
Yeah.
get that feedback, are you excited about it? Does it make you nervous? Do you take that feedback into the next album?
Well, I mean, uh, from what I've heard from the singles that we've released so far, I think we've released like 5 singles so far. So most of the feedback's been really positive. Um, and I mean, it's great to hear that. I mean, people that are fans of the band, that are listening to the music and listening to these new singles, are responding really positively. So we can't ask for anything more than that. But essentially, I mean, as long as we're happy with what we're playing and what we're producing and what we're doing, like that's a you know the main part for us is that we're
Mhm.
really enjoying what we're doing, and that's never been more um, prevalent than what it is now for us. We're just having the best time playing music, and we still enjoy it after all these years of being in the band. And we've all played in other bands previously, and all of that sort of stuff, and put it together, broken up, put all that stuff. But with King Parrot, we've been able to sort of keep it all together, and um, there's been a couple of member changes and one more recently, but for the most part, the core of the band is together, and we've always enjoyed it, and we're loving it right now, and it's an exciting time for us.
So, as a musician, what keeps you still interested in making music and still having that fire? Because I know sometimes there's some musicians who, after a certain amount of years, they're like, okay, I'm done. I don't have the passion anymore. What keeps you going?
Well, just the fact that we love it, just the fact that we love it, and I think when you grow something from the beginning, from the start, uh, there's so many elements to it that are variable, and I just find it interesting. I just find the dynamics within the band interesting. I find like I said before, we've recently had a drummer change, and the dynamics have shifted quite a lot.
Hmm.
Something that we're really happy with, and that's only been the last sort of few weeks since we got back from Europe. So that excitement is renewed again because we have this new element and this guy that has the capabilities of taking our music in all different directions that weren't previously possible. So it's it's exciting, and I think just the fact that we've continually had these opportunities for touring and being able to go over to the US and go to Europe and play in Asia and obviously tour all over Australia all the time.
Hmm.
To keep it going, that's always inspiring. It's always inspiring for us to be able to keep going because we see that the demand's there for it and that people are enjoying it. So we're enjoying it, people are enjoying it, so it's just kind of makes sense. So that keeps us ticking along.
I love that you mentioned that because I know a lot of people, when you mention change, it can be really scary. But this can also
Right.
sort of show you that change isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's just a new chapter.
Totally right. And it is a scary thing, but I think unless you change, you stay the same. And uh you know for us, it was just a necessary thing that had to happen, and we were glad that it was amicable and all of that sort of stuff. But it was just
Hmm.
something we had to do, and uh, we're excited now, and it's just sort of we've injected some fresh blood into the band, and yeah, we're just like even playing some of the older songs with our new drummer. It's really changed the feel of them and how they're presented, and I think it's going to be really interesting for people to follow the band closely to see the change that's happening in the band at the moment.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is very
So,
cool.
so the album title, A Young Person's Guide. Can you tell me more about that? Like, what made you decide to say A Young Person's Guide to King Parrot? Is it like a guide on the band? Is this like an album that you would recommend someone new to the band listen to, or what's behind that?
So first and foremost, it's a tribute to the old prog rock band from the '70s called King Crimson, who had an album title of the same name. We just totally ripped that off. But back in 2023, we lost a very close friend of ours, Boyd Sinnott, who was a contributor to the band. He wasn't in the band, but he was an artistic contributor. He did a few of our album covers. He did endless merch designs. He did our 2 EP covers. He was a collaborator on our music videos. He was in our music videos. He's my best friend, and he passed away in 2023. And he had this that the artwork that you see there was his creation, and he um yeah, I mean, we wanted to pay respects to our brother, and we kind of toyed with a couple of other ideas when we were trying to get it all together, but in the end we just sort of went, you know what, let's just pay our respects to Boyd, and so there it is. You know, it's kind of unconventional for the kind of music that we play, but we've always kind of done that anyway. That's always been our thing. We don't want to kind of be the typical, you know, blood and guts and gore and skulls kind of band. You know, we do something different.
Yeah, well, sorry to hear about your friend. It's definitely hard when you lose someone, but it's really amazing that you're still, contributing something to him. So then it's like he's still a part of it. That's really beautiful.
Right. And he's still contributing stuff to us, you know, so that's you know, incredible in itself. You know, the fact that he had that foresight to go, this should be your new album cover, you know, and I was like, man, so cool. So yeah, we're just yeah, we're very grateful to have, yeah, it's heartbreaking, but it's at the same time it's bittersweet, but at the same time, you know, my heart is full of gratitude for having known him. You know, he had
Hmm.
a huge impact on all of us in the band, and a huge impact on our band itself.
Well, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
So, what do you hope that fans take away from this album?
Well, I mean, that's an interesting question. What do I hope that? I mean, well, I just hope they keep returning to it. That's what I hope. Uh, you know, I just hope they enjoy it. I hope they enjoy the experience. What they take away from it, well, that's up to them. You know, what it means to me and what it means to other people. Like that's the one thing that I love about music is a lot of my uh, a lot of my lyrics. You know, don't just follow a certain theme. Like one verse might be about something, and then another verse might be about something completely different. It's not like I just sit there and write a song about one certain topic.
Mhm.
It's most of the time it's just what comes out and how it is, you know. So like whatever it means to someone is up to them. You know what it's their interpretation. So whatever they want to take out of it, is has nothing to do with me, I guess. But what I put into it is that it's raw and honest, and there's lots of different stuff. We never have any kind of specific things that we write about, or there's no rules around that stuff. We can just kind of go wherever we like with it. So um, yeah, I mean, I just hope it's a punishing listening experience. You know, I hope people use it for motivation. I hope people use it for, um, uh, attacking what they need to do in the day. You know, I think it'll be a great gym album. you know, I think it'd definitely be a great gym album. So,
So, you heard it here. This album is gym approved.
right, man, I think you'd be getting in a pretty solid workout if this was some soundtrack.
So, if you remember, what was the first riff, lyric, or idea that kind of kicked off the idea for this album?
Hmm.
A little bit of a tougher question, I know.
No, I just have to think back because there's a couple of ideas in there. Like I just need to think about what the first ones were. Um, there was definitely there's a song called "Fuck You" and the horse you rode in on. That was one of the I think that was one of the first songs we might have started working on. Or there's another one called "Pissing on the Fist of the Law," which was I think some of those riffs were maybe the first riffs that we started with. And I'm just trying to work through it. There's another one called Punish the Runt. I think some of those riffs in there were some of the first ones. So it wasn't, it was, there was ideas that sort of went back and predated like COVID almost,
Hmm.
some of the riffs at least anyway. None of the vocal stuff was kind of done until a bit later. But there was definitely riffs kicking around like pre-COVID, and then when COVID happened and all that stuff was going on, we basically had to go on hiatus because our
Yeah.
drummer was living up in Brisbane and we're all down in Melbourne. So it's nowhere nearby. So that was a time when we kind of just went, okay, well, let's just have a break. Like, and we played a couple shows here and there, but we definitely weren't writing or anything like that. So yeah, there's a couple of those riffs that were kicking around before COVID, but yeah, for the most part, we kind of started to pull our focus in toward the end of 2023, and during 2024, at the beginning of 2024, we started pre-production, and the writing was all happening toward the end of 2023 and 2024, and then pre-production in 2024 at the start, and then we kind of recorded our record uh, through most of, and mixed it through 2024. So yeah.
So since those were kind of like the first songs, riff ideas, did it kind of help shape the rest of the album?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, it's a bit of a collaborative effort, really, when we talk about it, in the sense that we're not, there's not like a one writer in our band. I would say our guitarist, Mr. White, writes a lot of the riffs, but Squiz, our other guitarist, and Slats, our bass player, also contribute riffs. Our old drummer Todd also wrote a couple of riffs as well on this new record, and um, it's it's more about, you know, getting the music and the ideas, and then bringing them into the jam room, and working through them. We kind of do it that way, that old school kind of way. That's sort of the thing that we like to do the most, and that's just what works for us and the way we've always kind of done it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think it's awesome when you can collaborate and work together to create the album that way. It's like a team effort versus one person does everything.
Totally right, and that's the way it's always kind of been. And while they're kind of doing all the riffs and jamming through it and trying out different beats and tempos and all of that sort of stuff, you know, I'll be sitting there squirreling away in the corner with my notepad and a pen, and just trying to get some lyric ideas down, or on my computer or whatever, just trying to get some ideas down, get some, you know, I usually just try and go with the feeling of what that riff is evoking in me, if
Hmm.
that makes sense. You know, I just like I'll just try and listen, and you know, I'll just close my eyes and really try and just go with whatever comes, and whatever I feel it's bringing up for me.
So here's a kind of a, I guess, a harder question. If, let's say, someone who has never heard your music before goes out and buy this album, what song would you recommend that they listen to first? And what kind of like shows them what the band is? Like, what one song would that be?
Mm.
No pressure.
No, I'm just thinking, you know, like I mean, when I think about "Fuck You" and "The Horse You Rode," you know, and that's got a lot of elements, because it's got like it's got a kind of, it's got these kind of black metal-y kind of style riffs in it, but it's also got the slower groove stuff, and then it's got, we do a like, we kind of do this chunky chug thing in some of our songs, that it's definitely got that. So I would say, in terms of everything that we do, that song is probably a really good example of what we do. Um,
Hmm.
we've started jamming a bunch of the other ones as well, which has been fun. But I mean, yeah, I would say that song is probably the best example of everything that King Parrot does.
Well, behind that song, is there like a story or something personal that happened behind
Yeah,
that
it's more.
song?
Yeah, like I mean, I work in drug and alcohol addiction. Like that's and, you know, something that I had issues with in, you know, younger. I've been clean and sober for 13 years and 6 or 7 months or something now, and
Oh,
yeah, so that's been part of my journey, and that song was definitely related to all that sort of stuff. You know, it's me, you know, telling my addiction to go fuck itself.
well, that's awesome that you've been sober that long. So congratulations on that. That's a big milestone.
Yeah, well, if I wasn't, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I can assure you of that.
Well, I just think it's cool because you can inspire other people as well, who's going through the same struggles and show them, that there is hope and there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's totally right. And, it's interesting how many, messages and things that I get almost on a weekly basis from people asking about that stuff or commenting on it or saying something about it. It's it's uh it's crazy, really. Like I didn't even know what to say about that. It's like, but the one thing that I do know about recovery is that you can only get what you've got by keep what you've got by giving it away. And
Hmm.
I love that saying. And um, if someone is curious about living a clean and sober lifestyle, I'm always happy to give them support. But on the other hand, I often get like, if we're at a show or something like that, I'll get some drunk guy come up to me and go, "Man, I need to get fucking sober, man. I need to get sober." And it's like, talk to me when you're sober, bro. Talk to me when you're not drunk. It's like, you're not going to remember. You're not even going to remember that we had this conversation.
Yeah. So, one last question here for you. Is there anything that you would like to say to your fans, anyone who saw you at a show, or anyone interested in purchasing the album?
Well, our new record's coming out on June 6th. It's out on Housecore Records in the US. You can go to housecorerecords.com to order the album, and we've got a really cool bundle. We've got, as you can see in the background there, your background, you can got that cool splatter vinyl, which I love. And yeah, we're going to be back in the US over summer. We're coming over for 20 dates with Pantera and Amon Amarth, which I'm super excited about. We're also playing a show with Acid Bath and Pentagram in New York on the 25th of July. That's going to be the first show of the tour. And then our booking agent, Eric from Tone Deaf Touring, is currently scurrying around promoters all over North America and Canada and in the US, and getting us a whole bunch of headlining shows as well to play. There's a little break. I think we do 5 shows with Pantera, and then there's like a 13-day break. So we're going to do some headlining shows. We're going to go up into Canada and play some shows up there.
Hmm.
And then we're going to, we'll add a whole bunch of headliners. Got a cool lineup coming for that, which is going to be announced soon. And then, we'll we'll be playing as much as we can. For us to come over from Australia to the US, it's such a big trip, and we need to make the most of it when we're there. We need to make the most of it to play as many shows as we possibly can while we're there. And we love playing live, we love touring, we love doing all that stuff. So it's one of those things that we kind of, American bands I see, like they do some of these bands do these like short 2-week tours, and and if we lived in America, we could probably do that stuff too. But because we don't, and we've got to come from the other side of the planet, we kind of got to get over there. I think we've got like 6 weeks to kind of just smash it out and do as much as we possibly can. And get around and see as many people as we possibly can while we're while we're there. So it's a bit of a whirlwind, and it's a bit of a mission. And every time we do tours like that, by the end of it, we're absolutely exhausted. But it's something that we're very grateful that we have the opportunity to do. So we can't wait to come back over. It's been, like 2023 was our last tour over there, and that was incredible. We had the best time, and I can't wait to do it all again.
Yeah, well, I know from personal experience, it is a long flight from Australia to here. So,
Oh yeah, you've been out here before?
oh yeah, I was in Melbourne probably about
You
10
what?
years ago or something like that.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's where we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you like it?
I did. I ate a lot of food. I think your ranch tastes way better than our ranch. I don't know what it is about that, but yeah, I ate a lot of food, went to the zoo, aquarium, plunder station, went to a bunch of pubs, and it was really
Oh,
fun.
you did?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, cool. Did you see any bands?
I did, but you could give me $1 million. I couldn't tell you what the name of them were.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But
I'm glad you made it out here. There's not a not like the amount of Americans that I speak to, and not a lot of them have been out here. You know,
yeah.
obviously, band people have been out here for touring and stuff like that. But when I just meet people, like not a lot of them have been out, had the opportunity to come out to Australia. So that's cool that you have.
Yeah, if anyone has some extra time and need a vacation spot, Australia is definitely where it's at. Just make sure to wear sunscreen. You guys, I don't
Yeah,
know what it is about your sun, but I got the worst sunburn when I was there too. So
yeah, yeah. When in summertime, it's like it's scorching. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just something about where we are, or we're like I don't know. I'm not sure what that is, but it definitely is. It definitely is harsh. Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
For anyone who is interested in pre-ordering the album, I will leave a link under the video so it makes it super easy for you guys. The album is called A Young Person's Guide to King Parrot. Again, it is from Housecore Records and it comes out on June the 5th. So make sure to click the link and pre-order your copy today or tomorrow.
Thank
It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Or the next day, even. Yeah. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you again for taking your time. Hope you have a wonderful morning and a awesome rest of your day.
Thanks so much. You take care, and yeah, all the best.